Hey everyone, what can I say? Another day, another rumor coming out about the Bryan Kohberger and the Idaho 4 murder case. Now, for those of you that are familiar with this case, this really isn't new news. This was actually old news that is being recycled as new news. So right at the beginning of this case, remember, all the rumors were flying everywhere about how that day went, and the rumor was that Dylan had actually called Hunter and Jack, and this was Hunter, Ethan's brother, and Jack, Kaylee's boyfriend, over that morning to see what happened at the house that night and try to help make sense of the crazy scene that she woke up to. Now, this was the original rumor. Now, Banfield and News Nation came out yesterday with the vagueness of these anonymous sources they've been using for multiple stories over the last few days. The news source that they are quoting is that, once again, it was a Hunter that was called in the morning, but Dylan apparently had called him because she was scared to come out of her room, which didn't make any sense, because if she was scared, she would have called police or she would have called somebody earlier, maybe at 4 in the morning and not at noon. But supposedly, as the story goes, she was too scared to leave her room, so she called Hunter over, and this was Hunter Johnson, not Ethan's brother, but Hunter Johnson, the kid from the video that I'm sure you've seen with the zip ties up his arm, and apparently he was supposedly Ethan's best friend. So continuing with this story, she's too scared to leave her room, but doesn't call Bethany, doesn't call anyone else, doesn't call the police. The whole thing's kind of weird, but she calls Hunter up and says, hey, come on over. Something weird is going on, and I'm scared. I don't want to come out of my room. So she blindly has Hunter come into the house to find this scene, and in the story he not only sees this scene, but he also walks into the room over apparently Xana's dead body to check Ethan's pulse, because as in the affidavit it said Ethan was further in the room than Xana. So it seems odd that he'd come into this huge bloody mess and walk over dead bodies and touch people and feel for the pulse when they had been dead for 8 hours or more. The blood would have been dark and they would have been pale and white, and like you would have known they were dead. So right now I'm having a very hard time believing this anonymous source, although I think there might be some grains of truth to it. I just find it hard to believe that she would have been too scared to leave her room, calls Hunter over to blindly bring him into the house where the murderer could still be in there or something else crazy could be going on, basically setting him up to die. Then he comes in and he immediately goes in, sees this, and puts his hand on his dead friend to see if he has a pulse, when after 8 hours he would definitely know that he was dead. And then there is no story of how the other two girls were found upstairs. So there's a lot of holes in this story. It's kind of a morph of the original story that was all over Reddit, saying that they had invited Jack and Hunter over, but it was Ethan's brother Hunter, and he's the one that discovered the body, and both him and Jack saw the body and then were like just completely distraught and just stood outside quietly waiting for police to show up. This is just a different version of that same story, and since they won't name who told them what happened, I have a hard time believing it. But let me know what you think. Go ahead in the comments, and if you've heard something else, or you remember all those rumors from the beginning, or you want to go back on Reddit and read through them and see if there's a connection, leave comments. Let's discuss this. So that's all for this. Just a quick little video letting you know what's going on, the update of the day basically, because every day it seems like there's something else with this case. But if you like this video, please give it a like and a subscribe. And until next time, stay safe, and we'll see you in the next video.